let's talk about Marvel Spotlight issue number 28, the first solo Moon Knight action, and meet some of his supporting characters for the first time. Very old school fashion, your creative team is on the right hand side, but also we start the story hot and heavy with Moon Knight getting into it with 7 masked individuals trying to break into this building. And while the action is hot and heavy over there, on Long Island, we get a peek at Stephen Grant's mansion and some of the people that are there, including Samuels, Stephen Grant's butler, Merkins, his valet. We'll talk about him later. And of course, Marlene herself, who is Mark/Stephen's on-again, off-again love interest. We get a quick look at Mr. Abner, who wants to be called boss. This is the guy who runs Jake Lockley's cab company, and apparently Jake Lockley doesn't get to work on time very often. And lastly, we meet Frenchie, Mark's friend/helicopter pilot. But back to the actual story and the 7 guys who are trying to break into this office. Apparently, there's a man named Mr. Quinn with a lot of pull in the city, and he had these people break into this office for some nefarious plot involving the mayoral office and some cops he has in his pocket. Here we see these 2 cops pull up on these masked men, but also we get a chance to catch the reader up on who Moon Knight is in case they're not aware of Moon Knight and his background. And what we find out is these 7 masked men are actually cops, kind of like the ones Mr. Quinn had in pocket. And they tell the beat cops that they were undercover. What were they undercover doing? Well, the beat cops don't know, but what we find out is that they were actually trying to break in and frame the current mayor so that Mr. Quinn's hand-picked mayoral candidate can win the next election and basically have Mr. Quinn himself in office. He's also assisted by this character Weasel, or at least he was assisted by Weasel. Can't have loose ends, even if the loose ends were your assistant. And he also doesn't want to go by Quinn anymore. He wants to go by Conquer Lord. Yes, a nice 1980s name, Conquer Lord. But since his plan failed and these masked cops didn't do the job, then Quinn is going to have to do it himself and take on the actual mantle of Conquer Lord. Meanwhile, Moon Knight is pulled up on Marlene. He is late for their date at this party for the mayor, but he doesn't have time for that because Jake Lockley has to hit the streets in his cab and get information. The next couple of people we meet are Gina and Crawley. Gina is Jake's friend. She works at a diner. She gets him some information when she can, even though she doesn't know what Jake is really up to as his alter ego Moon Knight. And Crawley, this older guy, he has the information that Gina doesn't have and tells Jake about the plot with the mayor. How he knows this, I don't know. He's just Crawley. So plans change again, and Stephen Grant is indeed going to take Marlene on his date to this party with the mayor in order for Moon Knight to stop this plan from being hatched to take out the mayor. And now I see what happens to all of Moon Knight's friends and family. We're only in the first solo Moon Knight story, and he already put Marlene in the middle of the action. But at the end of the day, he does stop the Conquer Lord from taking out the mayor. The Conquer Lord gets away, and then we find out something else. Even though it wasn't the Conquer Lord, the mayor has been shot. And that was Marvel Spotlight issue number 28 with the first solo Moon Knight story. There's some great groundwork laid for the character, both good and bad. And as we know now, it's only up from here.